My check one two. My check 1 2 3. I can hear me. Can I hear you?
Hi, yes, Sirski.
All right, J.A.B Nation, we back and better than ever with another episode today. Um, Today I feel like we're gonna be talking about a lot of different topics. We're probably gonna be all over the place. So Jalen, what are we gonna be talking about today? And giving our little 2 cents.
Uh, I think today we're just gonna be talking about, a little bit of sports, a little bit of, news, what's going on in the world today, a little bit of everything, really. So we're gonna start off with the sport tip, though. I want to get into sports with track and field. As you know, all you know, if you don't, because I know a lot of people don't keep up with the track and field thing. Worlds is coming up. So like the world championships, it's kind of like the Olympics, but like a kind of smaller. You know what I'm saying? Still rep, yeah. You still rep your country, USA, Jamaica, whatever the case may be. But it's a smaller Olympics. It's gonna be in. I can't remember where it's gonna be. It's in Europe though. But I think that's gonna be exciting to watch. In August, actually this month. I think the 15th or 17th, somewhere in that range of dates. But it's supposed to be very exciting. Sha'Carri Richardson is back. She's better than ever. You know what I'm saying? Now we get to see her in the big spotlight doing her thing. So I think it's gonna be must see TV just watching that. So like if you didn't know about it or if you didn't even heard of it, yeah, go ahead, tune into Worlds. I've been following track for a long time. I'm a big track fan, so I've been following track. So that's coming up. So yeah, like then on the other hand, we got a WNBA. They finna get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? My team, number one. You feel me? The Aces. You know what I'm saying? Las Vegas. So, all right, you got something to say on WNBA? I know you used to hoop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You was over there hooping. So, got anything to say about the WNBA tip?
Me personally, I am a Minnesota Lynx fan. That's just something the team that I fell in love with when I was a child. That and Atlanta Dream. That's two teams that I really liked as a child. So obviously I'm gonna be rooting for them. But the Las Vegas Aces, they are a good, new team. They were just
Yeah,
created. They're not even that old. I don't even think they've been here for like a decade yet. So it's a relatively new team. Asia
oh yeah,
Wilson. Isn't her last name Wilson?
yep,
Yeah.
yeah,
She is a force to be reckoned with
yeah,
for the Las Vegas Aces. So I know they got one championship for sure. So they might get another one. Do they all how
yeah.
many championships they got? One or two?
I think they just got one. If I'm not mistaken, they got two. But
They
if
might have.
to be
I know for
sure,
sure they have one.
one, yeah.
I know for
But
sure they have
like
one.
that team this year stacked, bruh. They got Asia, Kelsey Plum. They got the point guard. They got Candace Parker. I think they got like on. I'm like
It
this
is that.
this
So that's
uh,
what I'm saying. That's why I
they
said they're
cheating.
gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
They cheating. They playing
Um,
2K. They cheating.
for real.
Ultimate
They
team.
they start like 85 overall. Like it's
Like
crazy.
nah, it's crazy. That's really crazy. But they do have some comp. I'm not gonna say they just gonna sweep the whole thing. Um, from what I've been seeing, the New York Liberty, they've been playing real good with Anescu and Brianna Stewart. They've been doing real good with that. Like, and them two some dogs too. So I think they're gonna give them a run for their money. Um, that's really I think the Connecticut Sun doing real good.
I got a question. Because,
Yeah,
since we're talking about WNA, we all know that Brittany Griner is free now. So,
right.
um, I can't remember did she still play for the Mercury? I don't know if she got
Yeah,
traded somewhere.
she still play for the
She
Mercury.
do?
The
Okay,
the
so,
Phoenix Mercury, I think. Yeah, the
yeah,
Phoenix Mercury. Yeah, but they not doing too well. They
they're
started off
not.
they started off good, but like I guess they faded out during the season.
Mhm.
So really the top three teams right now is the Liberty, and the Sun, the Connecticut Sun. I'm not sure who else is up there. I
Mhm.
like I keep up with my favorite players, which is right now Asia Wilson is my favorite player. So
My favorite
Ella,
player, she don't even you talking about
oh
Ella Deladon. Maya Moore, she
yeah,
my favorite player.
Ella,
Um
nice.
Deladon nice. Maya Moore is my favorite player, but she don't really even play anymore as far as
Uh,
my knowledge because
is she retired?
her husband no, her husband was arrested. And based off of all the research that I have done, all the readings I have done
Mm-hmm.
on this topic, it's saying, her husband's team and Maya Moore is saying that he was arrested like um basically on false charges,
Yeah.
like he didn't do it. So she basically just put basketball in the hole to just continue to work to get her husband out. Um, Now granted, that was some years ago. I
Yeah.
haven't kept up with you know, to kept up with the story to see if he's still in jail or not. But I have
Yeah.
to do some more research to see if he's out. Um, and
No.
even if he, do get out, he might already be out. I don't know, but I would, I would think the point at a certain time when he does get out, even if he is out, she would probably come back to play in the WNBA. But I don't know. I mean, I think that's just wishful thinking on my part because she's
Yeah.
one of my favorite players. Simone Augustus is one of my favorite players. There was this other woman. I can't remember her name. I think her name was like Angel or Angela. She used to play for Atlanta Dream. She was my
Oh, I
favorite
know who you're talking
player.
about.
Yeah, she kind of got like,
McCarthy,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She got
Yeah.
like big lips.
Yeah.
She
I know you're
wears
talking about.
lipstick. Yeah, yeah.
Angel McCarthy.
She
Yeah.
was one of my favorite players. I actually have an Atlanta Dream jersey with my number and my last name on the back of it. I got it as a Christmas gift, like when I was in high
Tough.
school.
But tough. I need to stack up on my WNBA jerseys, but I'm trying to get that Age of Wilson one for real. But like the WNBA really getting popular now. Like I'm talking about big recognition. You know what I'm saying? As far as like NBA players starting to, you know what I'm saying, tune in. Like the All-Star game was sold out. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is starting to make a big progress. You know how we was talking about in previous like podcasts, we used to talk about like men versus women's sports and stuff like that. Man, bro, I think the women's sport is obviously it's still not on the same level as the men, but they starting to get the recognition like what they deserve. They starting to get that. So hopefully with that recognition, everything else come with it. So like the sponsorships, more money, more big contracts. So like some women don't have to go overseas or because that was a big thing, women going overseas playing ball
Yeah,
over there, and that's how that happened with the Brittany Griner situation where she went overseas to play, then political stuff started happening, and then all that until she got arrested and then all that bull crap. So I'm just glad that women's sports are starting to take that next step. Like even now, I think the World Cup for the women's soccer, like they been running stuff, dude. The women's soccer team, USA women's soccer team, they been running it. They like on their way to a three-peat in the World Cup. Like they've been doing their stuff. So I think they make more than the men in soccer right now, as far as like USA women's and USA men. Like I think they make more than the men because they the best team. So I might be wrong, don't quote me, but yeah. So I want to switch gears a little bit. I know we still on the topic of women, but the Lizzo situation. Like, have you heard about that? Like, I've been seeing little posts. I've been reading texts and reading reports and stuff like that. Been trying to like read up on it, but I don't know too much about it. Have you seen like that on social media? That's been the big topic of right now, like the big trend, like Lizzo getting canceled because she treating her dancers wrong or something like that. Like, have you seen that?
yeah. I've seen like one or two posts about it. about Lizzo, like not really being professional, like kind of like harassment to I guess background dancers or performers or whatever you want to say,
Yeah.
and also like body shaming them. I'm like that. I mean, the irony in the situation. But
Mm,
I mean, me, I don't know Lizzo. Like,
yeah.
out of all the years that she has been quote unquote famous, she's never really had like anything. She's never been in a spotlight to where she's done something bad. Usually it's the opposite, it's other people cracking on her because of her weight
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Now she's being painted in as like how, oh, she's bad. She, even though she presents herself to be nice and stuff, she actually treats her workers or just background dancers. They probably don't work for her, but background
Right.
dancers badly. And I mean, like, just because like we've had seen her in this positive light for years
Yeah.
doesn't mean that this information is fake or true, because usually it's kind of hard. Like, if you ever seen someone always painted in a positive light or they never get into drama, and when something finally like gets out, it's kind of hard to believe. It's like, well, this person never really steps out of line or does something bad. So a lot of people will be like, well, they probably didn't do that. But you have to
Yeah.
understand there are some like people that are, they are very self-conscious that they're famous, or it doesn't, you don't even have to be famous, just
Yeah.
they act a certain way in public, but in private they are a whole different person. So just because she hasn't necessarily been like under fire in all of her, I guess, professional years as being a performer, that doesn't necessarily mean she didn't do what these allegations or these claims are saying, or claiming what she did, you know.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know if she did it. But if she, even if she did do it, I wouldn't put it past her, because like I said, there's some people that are nice in front of the camera in public, but they're just trash people when the camera's
Yeah.
not there. So
Yeah, I'm kind of like on the verge. I'm kind of in between because I don't want to take it and run with it per se, quote unquote, like because social media is just social media. Like it could have been one random person that put that out there, and then like people just ran with it and stuff. Like
right,
there's a lot of people do that. Even with the recently with the Jamie Foxx thing, people were saying he was dead and stuff, or on his last breath or whatever. He wasn't. He was just like
it,
recovering, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Just sick, recovering and getting better. He just didn't want to like people to see him in that light.
right.
So it's kind of it's on the same verge as that. Obviously, it's different with the situation, but I just think hopefully it's not true, but at the same time, you can't put it past that person. Like you said, that positive light. She been in the positive, like in front of everybody. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, like because it's a lot of people like that that out in front of people, they this glorious figure, and then once you see them behind the scenes, like wow, like that's why it's kind of like I I don't know how it goes, but you know how you see your favorite person, like your hero per se. Like let's say for me, LeBron. Let's say for you, like a Maya Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a distance, they look like the best person in the world. But once you get close and like actually surround yourself with these people, they might either one be the same person you looked at from the distance, and that's just gonna be cool, be straight. That's gonna make your day, make your dream. Or they could be this horrible person and just break your heart, crush your dreams, crush everything that you thought. So it's like two sides of that, you know what I'm saying? Two sides of that pillow. The cool side and the hot side, bro. Which one you gonna get, bro? So
One thing I will say about this situation, when it said that she was body shaming them, I feel like Lizzo, out of all people to be, I'm not saying that she is or she did body shame them, but the reason why I'm very skeptical of this whole situation is the body shaming part. Because I'm like,
yeah,
Lizzo, out of all the crap that you have like been through as being a bigger woman,
Yeah.
why would you turn around and body shame someone? That's what that part right there makes me very skeptical. Because me personally, if I have something about myself that I'm constantly getting crap about,
Yeah.
I wouldn't turn around, especially if I'm being crap about something and it makes me feel a certain way. I wouldn't turn around and do the exact same thing or like a kind of same version of that same concept of what I'm getting
Right.
crapped on to somebody else. So that's why when they said, "Oh, she was body shaming people," I'm like, why would you do that if people body shame you every day? That that's what kind of put a light bulb like this might be fake. They this I'm like
Yeah.
if this is a lie, they went too far with it because why
But
would someone who gets body shamed every day want to body shame somebody else?
but you
Like
know that could be deflection though. It could she could have like deflected it on somebody else, which was her
right.
dancers. So
I mean,
like
that's how bullies are. Like
yeah.
someone that there might be someone who's like insecure about something that they have about themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
they bully other people because they have an insecurity. Like you have a bully like the stereotypical like in a story, someone who's not smart,
Yeah.
right? When we're talking about intelligence, and they end
Right.
up bullying the person with intelligence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just why do you do that? That don't make sense to me, but that's just what
Uh,
people do. I'm not saying she did it, but
yeah. Nah, not at
I'm
all.
just like, why?
We're not saying that she did it or she didn't. We just going by what we know and what we seen. So like don't hold us to we just giving our opinions. So but I just think that whole situation and all, like you said, but she could be deflecting. Like I was saying, like even though out in front she seemed as this most hated person because of her weight, because of her size as a woman. But then behind the scenes, she kind of like what I'm saying, probably just take that and put it on her people in private. Like she
Mm,
plays, not saying this is true, but this could be a situation hypothetically. Like
right,
she could be playing the victim in, the victim in public, but then she's the victimizer in, what I'm saying, in private. So
right,
it's kind of
right,
like two headed, double edged sword in that
right.
case. So I mean, it don't it sound kind of flaky to be honest, like cause like we say we see her and she don't seem like that person, and like everybody that's been around her, like other celebrities, and some people would have got a little taste of that energy from her if it was that, you know what I'm saying, like if she was this kind of like judging and harassing person, they would have felt that energy because some people she performed with some people like collab with some like SZA, these other people like different people she collab with on stage, which they need backup dancers and all this. They would have seen that in a different light. So like, I mean, other than at the same time she could have been hiding it. Like they could have went in another room and then she kind of said what she said. So it's a whole lot of doors that can open, doors that close, like to this situation. I mean, I'm just hoping it's not true because if it is, it's just like if it is, it's like Lizzo, why? Like what's the purpose? Because you've been in that position before, being harassed, being judged by your weight, whatever, and
Mm.
you would do this to somebody else. Why? But let's hope that's not the case. So, what I'm saying? It wouldn't make sense for her to do that. I
I
think that
mean, I think because of us how we are, it doesn't make sense. But me personally, as far as I've taken some sociology and psychology classes,
yeah,
and they
same.
have done like experiments on little children,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like they had put like little children in a room or like in a room by themselves. And there was just one experiment when like I guess the parent would hit the child or antagonize or speak
Yeah.
aggressively to the child. And that will personally make the child feel bad. But everything is energy. That child will take that same energy of being chastised and or being like hurt or degraded in a certain way from that parent, and they would be like a doll in the room, and
Mm-hmm.
the child will basically mimic what that parent
Her
did to
did,
them or that
yes.
adult and do it to the doll. So to sit here and say like if someone treats you bad, why would you go turn around and do that same thing to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's very common, especially in like child development. That's
Yeah.
very common in child development. But as we grow older, we need to learn how to like get out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of that is just mimicking. That's what a child is doing. But once you get older, you need to learn how to become your own individual and realize like I don't want to spread that negative energy to other people.
But and we can stay on this. Like, do you feel like some people just don't learn that? Cause like
I guess
in
some people don't.
cause like in it's it's places where you can develop this, like develop yourself in that aspect of getting better within that.
Hmm.
But it obviously takes somebody to teach you or tell you that like, hey, this is not cool. This is not how you kind of divert your energy. Like that somebody dissed on you, like the
Hmm.
bad energy, somebody you're not supposed to like you say, chastising and then pushing on something else.
Right.
Like you're supposed to like disperse of it. Because if you chastise it and then put it on somebody else, not it's just a ripple effect of,
Right.
somebody else got a bad day, did somebody just keep going, repetitive thing. So like you're supposed to disperse of it. I think that's a good skill to learn. It's just disperse of bad energy. Once it's like brought into the light or somebody has placed it on you, I would
Hmm.
say disperse of it quickly because that could damage a day. I ain't gonna lie. That really can damage anything. So, but that's what I'm saying with this as far as like the energy aspect of it. Like when you think somebody would like, and this just like off opinion and off of like just trying to figure it out. When you think somebody would have picked up off her energy, just because energy carries.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can tell it don't matter how much somebody puts up a front, unless you just being like, you know what I'm saying, oblivious to everything and don't
Hmm.
care. But like you can tell when even if they smiling in your face, like you can tell if a person like, okay, they off. You know what I'm saying? They like weird. They don't got no good vibe between like they might be speaking all the good stuff you need to hear, you want to hear, all that stuff, but it's just that something that's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on you. That gut feeling. Some people say it's God, like me. I'm a God fearing man. I might say it's just God telling me no. Other people, it's energy. Other people, it's like, a gut feeling. But either or, like, I feel like it's so much that could go in this report of her doing this because it's just like I can see her doing it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I can see her being like a person like this, but her action wasn't, reflected of that. So I don't know, you know.
I mean, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't put, I'm not saying she did do it, but like I said, I wouldn't put it past her if she did because you have to understand like the position she holds. Like,
Right.
like if you are, she's like the main star, I guess, in her versus like the
Yeah.
background dancer. She can be like,
Yeah.
I'm the main star here. You're just a background dancer. She can
Right.
have that type of mentality.
Right.
I mean, it can be that, or it can just be the situation where you ever heard the saying, hurt people.
Right.
Like this what we was talking about before, like someone hurt you and you just want to like, what do I do with this hurt? I'm gonna just give it to somebody else, even though that doesn't necessarily undo the trauma of you
No.
being hurt initially. You still, the reason why hurt people others is because it's like they want a sense of like power. I
Yeah.
know because I've done that before, and I've known that this is just a cycle of like negative energy. I believe in karma, like, and just like if someone hurts me, I have the power to hurt somebody else,
Right.
but I also have the power to take that energy of me being hurted and transmute it into something positive. Because some people will have the mentality, look, you hurt me so bad, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Therefore,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and do this to somebody else. It just
Exactly.
depends on who you are as a person and how you move through life and how you just have a higher mindset and how you think of yourself and how you interact with other people within the world, how you think of your neighbor, how do you want to
Right.
express yourself, you know, what kind
Yeah.
of karma do you want back? So just because you have the power to hurt people, you have to remember you also have the power to help. And to me, in my mind, it's easy to hurt somebody. So
Yeah,
doing something easy, a weak person can do something easy.
easy.
But
Strong
it's
person.
strong, a strong person, it's harder. It's harder to like be nice to somebody, especially if you was initially hurt.
Yeah,
It takes more effort to be nice. So it takes a stronger person to do that. I want to be a stronger person. I don't want to be weak and do the easy thing.
right.
I want to be strong and do the harder thing.
What's that? What's that
That's
saying?
just me. That's just me personally.
What's that saying? What's that saying about God soldiers? He get he
Oh
get
yeah, God give his hardest battles to his strongest
so
soldiers.
soldiers.
See, no, because
Yeah,
because I don't like when God do that.
yeah.
Because God think I'm like
Uh,
a sergeant. He think I'm like
Hercules.
first in command. He think I'm on the front lines. Baby, I am the water boy. I'm the water girl. I hand out the waters. I hand out the
He
towel.
said,
I am
God
now
said
put me on the
no.
front lines,
God
please.
said no. He said you the number one. You the
No,
star player. You LeBron.
bruh,
You Maya Moore. You
bruh.
he was
He
like,
really be like, yeah, you gonna be number one first draft pick, all-star MVP,
we
bro.
gonna we
Chill
gonna run
out.
the play through you.
No.
That's how he like. He gonna run the play through you. You to play. You to play.
But yeah, this is just a joke. We just playing. We
Yeah,
just
we playing. You know what I'm
the whole
saying?
the whole God thing
We
about like the put me in first string coach, like that was
yeah.
a but
But like just as far as that, like and just to get deeper in this conversation, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay here with this.
mm,
Like, even with that, we can go not I don't like to call it religion because I'm not a religious person, but like Christianity, you can say per se. Some don't like with that, I feel like that whole just us joking like we just did, that whole
mm,
dynamic, I feel like that is a way of getting to this is my opinion, people. Do disclaimer, this is my opinion. I feel like stuff like this, just having a genuine conversation about God, like it can be in a joke, it could be serious, however you want to make it. Like, just I feel like with that, I think God just wants you to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because we can always be like, man, like you can't joke about God, like whatever. If you're not serious, don't bring them up. But then at the same time, that's kind of I feel like that's kind of deferring, like pushing somebody away from God. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mean to get preachy, but I just feel like the dynamic of like getting close to God, joking, that's a good way for people to, I guess, a icebreaker for people to come in and
mm,
like get acquainted. Because some people could be like, man, God is this doom, 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 like lightning throwing, like punishing, like don't want you to be happy. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people look at them like that. And for us to just be like jokey, jokey, like we just men, like I feel like that's a way to embrace all the stuff. Cause like really that is a real thing in like Christianity. Like God give his like what's the hardest test to his strongest soldiers? Like that's a real thing, in my opinion. Like you go through a lot. Like a lot of people go through a lot to overcome a lot, and then they end up on top most of the time. Some people do fail. Some people do step back, but for the most part, some people do achieve that goal they wanted. But it took a lot of turmoil. Like a lot of the people you see successful today have major stories like of them being homeless, them just working nonstop, like sun up, sun down, like basketball players, football players, like they worked on their craft, obviously. Faith without works is dead, but like it was a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of everything. Like the Tyler Perry story, he's talking about sleeping in his car for 3 years. I couldn't do that. I just be like, you know what? McDonald's calling my name. Let me go ahead and fill out that job application.
not McDonald's.
You know what, big dog? For sure. You
I mean,
won
don't
this.
even say that because I feel like even if you just worked at McDonald's, you still gonna be living out your car the way they pay you. It's not they don't pay you much at McDonald's.
Yeah, you're right.
So you still probably gonna be sleeping in your car. So
Dang. So that's that. Yeah, that's crazy. So you think that's all the better? Like, do you think that's like?
I would rather if you had you basically in this situation we're talking about, you have two choices.
Mm-hmm.
Work at McDonald's and struggle, or try to pursue your dreams and struggle. Versus those two choices,
Dang, dream,
I'm going to pursue
dream.
my dream and struggle
Right,
versus just working at McDonald's and struggling. I'm sorry,
right.
you're still gonna struggle in both situations.
Obviously,
I would at least want to work towards my dream because you never know, you could be successful, you know, in
yeah,
your whatever your dream is, and income start flowing more.
yeah. I just
I
think,
feel like the only way income gonna start flowing more if you work at McDonald's, if you own that mug. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. You come a franchise,
Right,
like Jalen's McDonald's. That's the only way you get banked.
right.
But I feel like why doesn't you know what I'm saying? Why don't a lot of people see it that way? Cause and and I know we don't have that much time right now. We gonna come back part two.
Mm.
But why don't you think a lot of people just don't see it that way? Because we can be overcome by so much fear to just be like, the risk is just too much. The risk might not even be that much. The risk just might be you just stopping something or, sacrificing something else. But because either you don't want to stop, you you don't want to sacrifice, or like you're just scared to whatever, it's kind of like you just stop chasing your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people stop chasing their dreams because of fear. They say like the place with the most dreams or the most like un unsuccessful dreams or whatever they say. I can't, don't quote me. They say it's in the cemetery because a lot of people didn't put their plan to action.
Hmm.
And it's a lot of lost dreams, a lot of lost ideas, a lot of lost everything because people just didn't do what they wanted to do or chase what they needed to chase. Like obviously, bro, some people need a 9 to 5 to keep them structured. Some people just won't need to be an entrepreneur, but like you can do both. A lot of people have done both, like work 9 to 5 while that 9 to 5 supported their dream. Like it's not that you have to do either or. Like
You can do both.
obviously, yeah, obviously one is gonna have to stop. Like you gonna might have to retire early from your 9 to 5 because that other craft or whatever is gonna take a lot of your time when you start to make revenue. So but I just want to see like why do people just don't see it as like either struggle with working a bad job or struggle chasing a dream that you love and like a real good possibility that you make it. Cause it's not impossible to make it. It's just how much you willing to work for it. So
I
yeah.
mean, honestly, I don't know why people see that way. I think it's more nuanced than what we're saying because it depends on what their dream is.
Yeah.
And it depends on what their dream is. And also depends on, remember, like I said, like the McDonald's job, it might not even
Yeah.
necessarily be a McDonald's job. It might be something else that might pay more. Because I know in some things, like, I know there's some people that instead of chasing their dreams, they would rather get a job that pays them to live comfortably.
Mhm.
And it might not necessarily be their dream job,
Mm,
but it allows them to have a roof over their head and not live in that car. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
not their dream job. They don't really like going, but
Word.
is making them, is helping them live comfortably. So
Understood.
in that situation, I would say because you are seeking comfort,
Mhm.
work that job that doesn't bring you as much joy. Okay, do that for a little while, a year or so, so you can make a save up,
Yeah.
save, and then once you feel like you saved enough, then you can um go ahead and attain that dream job that you want, a dream occupation that you feel like you know isn't really that sustainable for you in comparison to that other job. If you really want
Right.
that dream job or that dream whatever, whatever, but you scared to attain it because of you don't feel like you have enough money,
Yeah.
work that job you really don't want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe, like you said, you can do it simultaneously. Work that job you really don't want, but then you can also a little bit on the side work to obtain that dream job that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I did. Like when I was in, when I am in school, like I work at a job that's not my dream job, but I do it to make money to help
Exactly.
pay for my education, so I could attain the dream job that I want. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm doing both right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, we gonna wrap up part one. This is part one. I
okay,
want to get into part two, so we gonna get back to this, but y'all gonna see it the following week.
yeah.
But you got anything else, Ari, for part one?
No, I
No.
just say cue the music.
Cue the music.